Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Mickey Mouse here, and I'm from the Maxi Toys, as you guys probably should see that coming. And welcome to the one of the yet another remake playthroughs we're about to be doing through our channel, which was obviously, if you can tell from the title, New Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo DS. This game was released in 2006, and after when they showed the footage of this really early back in 2005, so that they'll show the demonstration of how the capabilities of Nintendo DS's hardware. And for the most part though, that this game was almost 10 years old. Like, we only got about like 3 months or 4 months, or in this case, well, I think essentially like 5 months or 4 months, if depends on the country releases. So that I think this game will manage to be this game was first released in North America and then in European at the end, so that well, you know. So I essentially done this playthrough back in 2012, which was about like 4 or 3 years ago. And then the quality itself looks pretty horrible, and because of that, I just used a really rubbish camera or camcorder so that I can record this game on my DSi. But since I actually got a capture card so that I was able to use this and in order to do this remake playthrough, the version I was using is the Wii U's Virtual Console version, because this game was released on the 17th of December 2015 on the Wii U's Virtual Console version. Since in during I think it was during at the beginning of like say like in springtime in 2015 they actually first released this on Japan. That they released the first bunch of Nintendo DS games coming to the Wii U's Virtual Console version, which also the same goes to the likes of the Super Mario 64 DS, which came out a week after this on at least in European versions. But I'll explain Super Mario 64 DS when we actually going to well, if someone's gonna tackle for that game playthrough, but after finishing Super Mario 64 playthroughs ended first. So yeah, so let's get this thing started. So as you can see, we have a Mario game, which stands for a single player campaign. Mario vs. Luigi, meaning that it includes 2-player multiplayer, but sadly, if you actually play this on the Wii U's Virtual Console version, you won't able to play that multiplayer. But the only way you can play it is on the DS wireless mode, or in this case, DS download play. But I digress. So this is well, this is actually the first time I'm actually replaying the Wii U version of the new Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo DS. But since then, in my original DS game copy, I actually complete this game 3 times in a row. Well, essentially 100% completion. So I'll explain to the 100% completion during the later time throughout this playthrough as to what first. So and back then in 2012, I'll explain to that when we get into it. So anyways, without further ado, let's head into file 1 to actually just to start this game up. So yeah, it only costs about like $8.99 if you actually be playing this game on the UK version. So let's get this started. Seems it's pretty fine for the most part in Mushroom Kingdom, but sadly the storms have appeared. Mario's going to investigate, but he somehow just did this riskiest idea to leave Princess Peach behind, and somehow Princess Peach got kidnapped by Bowser Jr. Since in Super Mario Sunshine. Oh, Peach. Damsel distress she is right now. So anyways, here we have the world map, and as you can see, we're in World 1 at the moment right now, because this is the first world in this game. And the world map itself is very similar to Super Mario Bros. 3 and as well as Super Mario World. And basically meaning that, and also if you press L and R, you can actually see what the progress of the world map is actually telling us all those levels are going to be look like. So yeah, I think the and as you can see, there are some star coin signs along the way throughout the path in the world map. But I'll explain those when we're actually going to be getting to those later. So, and also there's some secret areas we can actually tackle, just like how it does in Super Mario Bros. No, not Super Mario Bros. 3. Super Mario World. So anyways, let's get into the first level, World 1-1. And right off the bat, we can see the Princess Peach's castle in the distance at the very beginning of the level. So yeah, this was New Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo DS. Basically, functions as the same way as it does in the previous Super Mario Bros. Games, mainly Mario Bros. 1, 2, although 2 is exactly different compared to the previous games, or mainly Super Mario Bros. 3, and as well as Super Mario World. And now this time around is that Mario is going back to the classic 2D roots since the old days, that he still can actually just stomp onto enemies, collecting power-ups, collecting coins. Whenever he reaches to 100 coins can give him a 1-up. And as well as that though, he can also collect some special collectibles, meaning that we actually counted the star coins. Basically, star coins are basically collectible items which are pretty helpful for you if you're actually trying to complete the whole game. And as you can see, I was in the underground segment. Even though you can't see it perfectly on the... Oh, stupid Goomba. Anyways, Mario's power-ups are back. Mainly mushrooms can actually give yourself like an extra health or extra protection. And also Fire Mario's back, that just like how it does in Super Mario World can handle. And along the way, when we actually continued this game, is that we encountered the newer power-ups along the way. So, yeah, let's grab the Fire Flower. Yes, much like Super Mario World, if you actually grab the same item when you actually fully equip the Fire Flower, you can actually have yourselves an inventory box right here, so that you can tap it on the touchscreen. Alright, so here's one of the first ever power-ups introduced in this type of game. Even though technically it first made an appearance in Mario Party 4 on the GameCube at least. But this is the Mega Mushroom, which allows Mario can actually prowl through everything, like brick blocks and pipes and etc., including enemies and stuff like that. I think Mega Mushroom had to be a pretty cool power, but every nowadays that enjoying Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, it seems kind of pointless. And also, if you actually break those obstacles along the way when you're in that form, you actually get yourself some 1-ups at the end. Mainly the maximum is 5, so anyways. So, I actually got myself 3 star coins, and as you can see, when we're about to head into World 1-2, there was actually a red question mark block flying. You know what that means? Well, we'll explain to that when we actually get into this level. And also, it's got 10 lives. Jeez, 10 lives. But yeah, it'll just send a special item if you actually just approach to any certain levels. So, yeah. For now, let's head into this underground-looking level. Always in the beginning of the game, there's always been an underground level. At least back in Super Mario Bros., the original. As well as the lost levels in the Japanese version or something like that. So yeah, Mario can now perform his new moves since Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine, if I remember rightly, consist of wall jumps he can now perform, and as well as ground pound, and of course triple jump since Super Mario 64. So everything about this game, as far as Mario's moveset is concerned, he's more advanced this time around, or else in the old school games, that he can't essentially do those types of moves. I mean, the only moves Mario he can do is in Super Mario 64, and it's the first Mario game to actually handle that. But hey. And also, much like Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World, you can actually grab these Koopa shells along the way if you're actually just trying to chuck them into the to let the Koopa shells destroy those brick blocks. So yeah, that's all that goes, hey? So yeah, this, as far as the, combined with the Wii U's Virtual Console version, this will have to be the best definition of the best, like, capture footage we can actually just do at this playthrough as far as this point in time, because, I mean, back in 2012, that, somehow, I managed to, again, I did done this back in some, like, in 2012, but it all ended up it's all worse. Like, the quality is really bad so that you can't really see what the hell's going on, and plus, not to mention, my dialogue is really corny, so that it makes their playthrough even a bit more cheesy at some points, but I digress. So anyways, much like Super Mario World, that this game actually contains secret exits, mainly the secret flagpoles. If you actually counted the different type of gold flags, meaning that if we actually counted the black one, meaning that we can actually head into the normal exit. But when it says like, when it does show the red color, this meaning that you actually reached the secret exit. So it makes sense for a lot of circumstances and what have you. As far as the New Super Mario Bros. Series is concerned, that since this is actually the first ever New Super Mario Bros. Game has been released back in, 2006, and it actually did make a lot of sequels in these types of series. I think they made 4 of them so far. Like, New Super Mario Bros. Wii did came out in 2009, and then New Super Mario Bros. 2 and New Super Mario Bros. U did came out in the exact same year, just like how it does it on, some certain Pixar films, mainly the 2015 films like Inside Out, A Good Dinosaur. It really and the list goes on. And the reason why I just covered to this little secret passageway, or in this case, the little secret areas, by, well, I'll show you just a brief second once the Koopa Shell is finishing bashing those little brick blocks. So on the bottom screen, or in this case, right now, we do not exactly know about this at this point, but we're in the top screen parts as far as this, where we're actually in the secret exit, or in this case, a secret area right now. But the bottom screen, this actually tells us how much scores you've got, and how much lives you attain, and what world type you're in, and there's also a level length. So, and as well as the inventory item box, which I mentioned earlier, but we can't do anything about it right now, because, again, we actually only use that when you actually come out of the certain pipes, mainly for this section. There we go. So yeah, when the inventory item wasn't as colored, and then makes it in black and white, meaning that you can't do anything about it just yet. But at least that's one of this point this out right now. So anyway, so rather than going to the top, we can go into here. So that way we can actually leads us to the end of, well, the regular goal in level 1-2.
So nice.
And much like Super Mario Bros. 3, that we actually encountered those toad houses. And basically those toad houses can be arranged in different colors, mainly the red ones, which are basically just the, well, you can get any item you want from the roulette block, and as well as another one which can be emphasized as 1-up toad house, which can give you some certain extra lives. And lastly, such as the special one in this case, the Mega Mushroom House, which can give you a Mega Mushroom in the inventory item box. But I will show those off when we actually continue on with this game Let's Play, as far as I said before. Alright, on to World 1-3, that we actually onto some sort of like a platform mushroom type of platforming type of level. That we actually have to, well, just jump from platform to platform, that's about it. But yeah, as far as I know for that already, that a lot of people seem to that they're not a huge fan of, they're not overly keen on the new Super Mario Bros. Games that much. As far as in my, well, honestly, I just found those series to be a lot of fun, especially in the old game New Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo DS, because I found this game to be a lot of fun. But I think the reason why that how a lot of people seem to think that they have mixed feelings with the new Super Mario Bros. Titles, I think it's probably because they have like, well, at least in the future installments, they actually just somehow rehash the themes a little bit more, especially new Super Mario Bros. 2. But I mean, even then, that just always happens. So anyways, as you can see, that I actually paid 5 star coins in order to access to the this green toad house, meaning that it's a 1-up toad house, so that you can get a lot of extra lives you can actually do for this here. So, and because of that though, there are quite a lot around here, so that you can able to access to, you know, toad houses and some secret levels that you haven't encountered yet. And for the most part though, that yeah. And also, to let you guys know, much like Super Mario 3D Land, you can get a lot of lives in this game, especially noticeable when you're actually trying to get doubles of lives. Even though, unfortunately, I didn't get that one in time, but at least I'll take those. Oh, hey, Toadsworth, haven't seen you in a while since Mario and Luigi Dream Team Brothers, but at least you were absent in Mario and Luigi Paper Jam Brothers, which I felt kind of sad for you, honestly. But I mean, even then, back in the old times, you used to be the host of Mario Party 7, but I digress. Oh, darn it, I was a bit too early. So yeah, as you can see, I just want to get this little special new item and then in this game is because I just wanted to show you something of how to get a secret exit. And speaking of secret exits, let's go ahead and do World 1 Dash Tower. So here we have the first tower level. And plus there was a flying question mark block along the way, so that's good news. I wonder what's inside. Oh boy! Alright, so here we have another new power-up introduced into this game. It's the Blue Shell. And Blue Shell, if you actually just run in any sort of directions, and then if you come into those walls, then if you actually on the dash form, or in this case a shell, as you can see that once the shell was actually running, or in this case just about to move, if it bashed onto the wall, then basically this allows to let us know if it feels kind of like a little a plank from the hockey game or something like that, then it'll just let you go into the different direction, into the well, the level itself. And it's a good thing I actually got this power up because this level actually contains a secret exit. And how do I know that? Well, all you have to do is basically go to this section right here and hit to this door right here. And you might have to be careful of this because this section has bottomless pit right here, so you have to be careful and you need to time your jumps right. Anyways, when you're about to approach in this area, this is what you're supposed to do. Basically, just dash here and just keep bashing those brick blocks, and then just keep on doing this, and it'll take you into the red wall pipe. And we got out of the tower, so as you can see, we actually saw those little bricks made out of, like, from the tower or something like that. Oh, right. I actually got ourselves a special jingle. Yes, as you can quite pretty clearly hear, that basically what this jingle can actually activate is that when you actually have to have that, or just essentially hit that jingle, you be sure to actually just hit the timer into 2-digit numbers. In fact, any number in general. So, I'm also enjoying the new Super Mario Bros. 2. That oh yeah, as you can see, that once you have those fireworks into the level, or in this case, if you match those certain numbers in a digit number, like for instance, I actually achieved 88, meaning that I have 2-digit numbers of 8. Then basically, this allows us to actually access any sort of toad houses in the start of the world map. I think it's also the same goes for the likes of the toad houses in New Super Mario Bros. Wii and rainbow levels in New Super Mario Bros. 2. But except New Super Mario Bros. U, because New Super Mario Bros. U does not have the little arrow indicator anymore, so it has been absent in these days. But anyway, as far as the New Super Mario Bros. Games Let's Plays as far as is concerned, we're about to be tackle all 4 of them. Well, basically back then, and Duffy managed to tackle New Super Luigi U back in 2013. But I thought to myself that I was going to do this game's remake playthrough so that we can get better quality. And there's also New Super Mario Bros. Wii due to the cancellation. I thought that the other was going to do that remake playthrough from that too. And finally, New Super Mario Bros. 2, which should have to be deserved as a remake playthrough as well. And also in a future time, after tackling for those 3, then we can tackle through New Super Mario Bros. U. So yeah, that's what my plan works. So anyways, here's Bowser Jr. right here. His fight is basically pretty simple. Basically, he occasionally runs about, and you can do a ground pound, so that makes the boss fight pathetically easy, or in this case, a complete joke. But I mean, even then, it gets even bit trickier during the later worlds. But anyway, so let's save the game here. So, yeah, let's save that. And let's finish this video here. So next time, on Let's Play New Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo DS, that's we're about to be finishing up World 1, which we'll tackle for most of those levels in World 1. So yeah, see you guys next time for that. Later, fellas. Somehow those flying question mark blocks are everywhere in this level, in this world map anyway.